want Barca. Enzo want to leave Chelsea. He's leaving for money. Money.
Jimmy,
he wants money.
Hey, wait, Louis, hold on. Louis, 1 second.
Enzo wants money.
Jimmy,
what are y'all talking about?
Jimmy, 1 second.
Havertz. I think it's a very high chance of that. Because he don't.
Why would he do that? Because that would just make it more difficult for him.
It's not about him doing it on purpose. Let me cook. Get out the kitchen. Just go sit at the table. Put your fucking napkin on. The food's coming.
Listen, I want to talk about Julian Alvarez, man, because today Julian Alvarez, he didn't actually train for Atletico Madrid. Apparently, he Fabrizio Romano tweeted earlier, Julian Alvarez absent from training at Atletico Madrid due to illness as he feels unwell. As Marca reports, Arsenal are still attentive to the situation if Julian decides at any point to open doors to a move. Alvarez has only indicated that Barca is his only desired club so far. However, that was this morning. However, this afternoon, Atletico Madrid chairman put out a statement about Julian Alvarez, saying that there is 0% chance of selling Julian Alvarez to Barcelona. The player is being victimized, but the only victim in the Julian case is Atletico. They have harmed us economically and socially. This situation is not about money, it's about dignity. A campaign has been created containing many lies and half-truths. The only one paying the price of this is Atletico. So the chairman saying, boy, there's no way that they're going to let Alvarez move to Barcelona, and it's not even about the money. It's just about principle. It's about dignity. So where that leaves Julian Alvarez, I know the other day he was getting booed off by his own fans. He's now not been in training. And there's been some rumbles that the players are kind of happy to go. I think happy for him to go. I think Simeone's also at a place where he's like, if he wants to go, then he can go. But the stumbling block is, where does he go? Because obviously, if they're saying that he doesn't want him to go to Barcelona, the only team at the table right now is Arsenal. So, Catch, what do you think? Do you think this one is looking like it's going to come to fruition? Or do you feel like Barcelona somehow, some way will manage to like rumble and get this deal done, man?
I don't know, man. It's a tricky one still, because he's looking at it going, I'm waiting. I think we put in like not a bid, but we've told him, all right, we're willing to pay what you want to get for Alvarez, all that kind of thing. But I think it's just a thing with Alvarez is waiting. He's waiting it out. He's gonna wait until the last hour of the transfer window to try and get this done. So for me, I'm looking at it going, raw. You've obviously fell out with Simeone. You fell out with the board. You fell out with like even a couple of the players now are looking at you a bit weird. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like if Barcelona don't get him, it's like the only place he could come and the only like place that the only team that's actually been in for him and actually like been waiting for him is us. So I hear the fans saying, "Oh, I don't want to play that. Don't want to come to us and all of this stuff."
I don't care about that though.
Yeah, like
I think you should care about this one though.
I'll be so real. If Alvarez comes and like he's here for I don't know 2 to 3 years and we win like a Prem and a Champions League, bro, I'm fine with that. Honestly, but just put a release clause for Barcelona. Make sure we get our bread back. That's all. Like if he like. I don't think Alvarez is going to come to the Premier League. And
you get what I'm saying to you? It's going to be in his own interest to do that, bro. Because Barcelona don't have to go and get Alvarez. They can go and get anyone. Like, do you get what I'm saying to you? So it will be in his own interest to actually show that, you know what, I'm actually doing good and I actually do want to come to Barcelona. So the two can marry up and he can go there. But like Catch is saying, if he can, listen, he's better than what we have right now. So if he does come to Arsenal and he can deliver us the Champions League, and the Premier League, bro. Why? I'm not sold on having an infatuation for the club. Like, not everyone's gonna grow up and think, "Oh, I want to be playing for Arsenal. I want to do this. I don't want to do it." At the end of the day, this is work. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Come to work, clock in, do what you need to do, go home. If you want to go Barcelona after you finish doing your work, that's cool. I don't mind.
I don't think is it much of a question that he could flop in the Prem. Like we've seen him come to when he came to the Prem for City and he did the business. Like
no, listen.
Louis. He came to the Prem. He's already been in the Prem and he did the business for City. And that was when he wasn't even the main man. So if he comes to us, if he comes to Arsenal, he's got that midfield behind him, and they build the attack around him. He's gonna get goals. Like that's gonna work. Yeah. Victor Gyökeres was scoring goals for Arsenal last year. Like Julian Alvarez will definitely do that as well.
And for the way we play as well, Alvarez, it's like for me, there ain't a better striker out there that kind of fits Arsenal in terms of like profile. For me, Alvarez, like he could hold up the ball, he could run in behind, he could link up.
There's actually one. He just happened to play for Chelsea, but go ahead.
He could move across the line. Do you get what I'm saying? And for me, with the City thing, I hear it. Like he weren't the main guy. Like when he was at City, he could have scored a hat trick. We've seen him. He had banging games, and then soon as Haaland's fit, we know Haaland's going straight back into that forward line. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're coming to Arsenal, like you're gonna be the guy. Do you get what I'm saying? And I hear it with like our own fans saying, "Raw, like I don't want to play that, don't want to come to our club, all of that stuff." And the second choice. But hold on. For me, it's like, bro, you see if a player comes and we're winning and we're playing beautiful football, everything's just going well. What you think a player's brain can't switch and say, you know what? No, hold on, no. I might want to go to no. I know his whole thing would be Barcelona, but you could. Instead of like everyone saying, all right, if we get him, he's only going to stay for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, rare tear. But I'm saying if we get him and he falls in love with the club, do you get what I'm saying? We're winning, we're playing good football. Bro, you could get a good 4-5. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
all right. So listen, let's talk Turkey. Fuck all this. Y'all talking like all things perfect, and we know in life everything's not perfect except me, and it's my turn to talk. There's no way. The way y'all see him jump, shaking out, and shaking booty for Barca, the way he is, this risking his life right now for Barcelona. And then if he don't get that move, he all of a sudden gonna switch, lock in, and be like, "Oh yeah, Arsenal, I'm cool." That want Barca. He wants Barcelona. I think it's a high chance that he comes to Arsenal and flop. Come to Arsenal and we still see Kai Havertz. I think it's a very high chance of that. Because he don't.
Why would he do that? Because that would just make it more difficult for him.
It's not about him doing it on purpose. Let me cook. Get out the kitchen. Just go sit at the table. Put your napkin on. The food's coming. This is locked in for Spain, bro. Barca, one play. He said it, yo. He wants Spain. He's already been to England. He left. He's seen this movie. He saw the end of the movie. He's been here. Wait, let me finish. There's nothing he can do here in England, in the country. He wants Barca. There's no way Arsenal about to spend 100 plus
Jimmy, but let me just
get him to just turn around to give him the Barca.
Jimmy,
why the fuck would Arsenal do that? What he just did and risked, was his career at the club he's at. He didn't do that to go to Arsenal. He did that to get to Barcelona. If he ends up having to settle for Barcelona, I don't give a fuck what y'all tell me. He's not going to come in like, oh, you know what? I'm mad. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Fuck out of here. That's a downsize. He wants Barca.
Yeah, because Jimmy, you've got the Enzo situation, yeah? I'm sure Enzo last season wanted to go to Real Madrid, right?
No, Enzo wanted out. This fan base thought it was Real Madrid.
What do
you mean? No, don't tell me about my team, bro. Enzo wanted out. This dumbass fan base thought it was Real Madrid.
You're lying, Jimmy. He wanted Real Madrid.
If it was only Real Madrid, then why is he going to City?
Because now he wants out because he knows there's no return. What are you talking about?
Ads. Did Chelsea not say from day we would keep Enzo? Yes or no?
That question.
Did Chelsea selling him?
But the answer to that is
what are y'all talking about?
Wait, Jimmy,
we didn't put him up for sale.
Wait, Jimmy,
we did not put him up for sale.
And Atletico haven't put Julian Alvarez up for sale.
Exactly.
This want Barca. Enzo want to leave Chelsea. He's leaving for money. money.
Jimmy.
Jimmy,
He
do you think
wants money.
Julian?
Hey, wait, Louis,
Do you
hold
think
on.
Julian-
Louis, 1 second.
Enzo
Jimmy,
wants money.
Jimmy,
What are y'all
1
talking
second.
about?
Jimmy, 1 second.
What?
So
If
Enzo,
Chelsea pay Enzo what he wants, he's not going anywhere.
Let's
Jimmy,
not jump to the Enzo thing. Let's handle the
Jimmy,
Alvarez thing
can I-
first.
know.
wait,
What are y'all
hold on.
talking about?
Can I just
He
say,
wants
yeah,
money.
I'm
wanted
saying
Madrid. Go on.
he wanted to go to Real Madrid, yeah, right? He wanted out. That's now off the table. Enzo Fernandez is not saying, do you know what? Let's sit down, Chelsea, and let's sit down and give me a new deal, and I'll stay at Chelsea and I'll sign whatever you want to do. He's saying he still wants to go, but he can't go to Real Madrid. So the next available club he's gonna go to, bro. This is the thing that I'm trying to say to you. So with Alvarez,
Bro.
he can want to go
That's
to
not-
Barcelona as much as he wants, bro. Right now, that's not on the table for him. So what should he do now? Should he just say, you know what, I'm
Bro.
gonna stay up at Atletico?
Look at
It's
everyone.
crazy that
Oh,
y'all
look at
really
Rodri.
tried to.
I did.
Hey, wait, Louis,
Yeah,
1
yeah.
second. Ads, I just want to ask you, as a rival, yeah, seeing
Yeah,
how obviously Arsenal performed in our last 2 competitive games, looking at Julian
Since
Alvarez, yeah,
we
him
played one.
signing for Arsenal as a
We played one game.
Unity
Played
Shield is
two,
Only
he's
one
actually
competitive game. It's only one.
Oh, fucking hell. All right,
We
Sam.
don't- we don't try
This
to
show,
show
this
them-
is going to be a
What?
long show. If this is what we're doing, this is going to be a long show. This, go on, crack on.
But hit
Crack
me with
on.
the curtain. Hit me with the curtain, though.
No, crack on, crack on.
How do you feel as a rival? How do you
Yeah.
feel that will have an impact on obviously Arsenal's team as a rival?
Listen, for me, Alvarez is one of the best strikers in the world. Yes, he's coming off a low output season for his standards, but he still bagged a lot of goals in Europe. He was 8th in the league. So, of course, him going to right now the reigning champions, it would obviously strengthen him. But I do hear Jimmy's overall point at first. Just because one of the best strikers in the world is coming to right now the best team in the country, doesn't mean 1 + 1 = 2. It doesn't mean he's going to come here and slap 30, 40 goals because he's already, like Jimmy was making the point, right, before obviously we started getting caught up in analogies and comparisons. He's already clocked the game in England. He's already won a treble here. He's already played for a team in his mind that's going to be bigger and better than Arsenal ever were. Because when he done his thing at City, Arsenal were little bro. And while he was here, Arsenal were always little bro. Then he left. City continued to be big bro until Arsenal won the league last year. So now he could settle for Arsenal rather than staying and trying to force his way to Barcelona, which might not happen because he might be putting his whole family at risk. He could settle for Arsenal, but I do think it might be a case of I'm here, but then his thing could go like a lot of other previous case studies at Arsenal. It could end up like Alexis Sanchez, world-class player, goes to Arsenal, mashes work, but then at the end he's like, I'm tired. Why am I seeing, Giroud scoring a goal against Bournemouth and celebrating when we were drawing to Bournemouth? And that could happen to Alvarez. It's not the same, but my point is it could easily not go the way that you would expect it to for a top player going to Arsenal.
But
That's my point.
that's with every transfer, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's never cut and dry, yeah. But
Of course.
one thing that you did say about being little bro, yeah. Do you think Julian Alvarez was little bro when he came to Man City?
He was, and then he was actually worthy of being big bro, but there was a bigger bro there.
So this is why I'm saying to you. So when people say, Julian Alvarez, he's come here and he's done the treble, he's won it. Yes, he has. He's done his thing here. He's done madness. However, there's a difference between being like secondary and doing a madness and you actually being the main guy in the main team who you're going to compete for honors
Is for sure he
as
starts
the
over
main
Kai Havertz?
focal point of a team.
Yeah,
There's a difference of that. So there
He
is
would start. He would be a threat at Arsenal. Don't get me wrong. I would
be the
expect
main
him to
guy.
start.
Over
He'd be the
Kai
main
Havertz
guy.
for sure.
Yeah, he'd be the main guy.
He would. For the money they would spend, of course he would start. Of course he would start.
We know this for sure.
It's a fact. Of course he would. Why would you not?
If we spent what 120 M's on him, 140 M's, bro. Come on, man. We've seen
That's
what
the most
it's
he's
not.
ever spent on an attacker.
Yeah, and
It
we
means
know what we've
And
seen what he's done in the
that's
league
Arteta,
before.
and he loves Kai Havertz. I remember when he told me Bucharest would be the striker, and it was
But
Kai
Gyökeres
Havertz.
isn't him though.
Yeah,
Gyökeres
but that's
is
because
like
Gyökeres is
Alvarez.
shocking.
Yeah,
You think
Gyökeres is
Yo,
Arteta's
bro,
be willing to cash out all this money
Gyökeres scored
spend on
more
Alvarez
goals than fucking Alvarez
Yeah,
last
nah, I
year.
wouldn't
But
say
he done it in the
shocking.
Portuguese league. Not
Gyökeres
in
scored
two
more
top five
goals
leagues.
than Alvarez last year. They were in the same competitions.
No,
Champions
that was
League
not-
and their
so
league.
So just because,
Jimmy, I
just
think-
because he scored more goals than him, that makes him a better striker.
That's not what I said. I just
Alvarez
said he scored more
he's
goals than
completely
him.
different.
But just to squash that point, I don't want to go into the original point. Alvarez scored less goals in a worse team. Arsenal are way more scoring team than Atletico last season.
Alvarez scored 8 goals. He ain't scored one since like November. I don't hear no excuses about the
Because he
worst
wanted
team.
to leave.
That nigga
Jokic was
stunk.
playing for his career
He
at Arsenal.
stunk,
Of course,
but he stunk.
that's not the point. That's not even the point. My point is he should go. Like if he goes to Arsenal, I would expect him to mash work. Ultimately, will he go to Arsenal? No, he's not going to go to Arsenal. He's not.
Okay, Louis, just before we move on from Arsenal, you've obviously had Julian Alvarez at your team there. What do you think Alvarez could bring to Arsenal's team?
I think he's elite. I think he's like something that you're missing in the front line. He's a goal scorer. He's good, better off the ball as well than Gyökeres, in my opinion. You know, he can take the ball and run with it. Like I think he's the complete opposite of Gyökeres, and I think that just goes to show like what Arsenal are missing from Gyökeres, because now they're after a completely different style of striker. Like you brought Gyökeres in expecting him to you expecting him to do the business in the goal scoring aspect, and it's not worked out. And now you're looking at the next best thing to bring into the front line, and that's Alvarez. When you look on the market, there's nobody else out there that you could go out and get. He's the best striker on the market. So I think it just speaks volumes, to be honest.
I hear you. Catch, what's the lat count right now?
Yo, how all that crossing
89.
gonna look? They crossing the ball 1,001 times. How that's gonna look with Alvarez? He gonna get those?
Wait.
It's a different style. I think Arsenal are playing a different style of play this
season. Question.
So hold on, no. So
is he gonna get to those crosses?
Hold on. We like to do what we've seen this season, right? And this season,
oh my gosh, bro! No,
we can only go off what we've seen.
You know what? I'm with Aaron, bro. I'm with Aaron.
Wait, are we going mad?
So you're one game. One game.
Hold on.
So you know what? Yeah, y'all don't cross the ball. You're right, Catch. Y'all don't cross the ball. My bad. Y'all don't cross the ball.
Wait. We're still
y'all don't cross the ball.
But are you
y'all
telling
cross
me?
The ball. I mean, y'all only scored from a header from across. Yeah, I saw a header from across. Yeah, I saw that.
So hold on. So you're telling me if we got Alvarez, we wouldn't kind of change up the way we play for Alvarez? He's that good. Like, what are we talking about? We're acting like this is some.
Y'all got Gyökeres, who scored 100 goals. Did y'all change
and we realized he weren't good enough.
Wait, time out. Catch.
Hold on.
Catch. Whoa, Catch. Your name is Catch, and you about to get caught. Did y'all switch how y'all played for fucking Gyökeres?
No, because when
all right, so why would y'all switch how y'all play for Alvarez? Tell me now.
Okay,
and this is after winning the league. After winning the league, y'all gonna switch everything y'all do for Alvarez?
Cool. When the likes of Gyökeres come in, yeah, we thought he was gonna be the guy and mash work. Obviously, when he come in, he was kind of underwhelming. So you're not gonna change your whole system and your whole style of play for a guy that's not really producing. Do you get what I'm saying? For me, if we hold on,
how is he gonna produce if you don't change the system for him?
Because you still need to make.
Wait. So Alvarez needs to start working in the system first before you switch it. So he has to start working with the crosses, or you gonna switch it when he first come in, like you should have did with Gyökeres?
Bro, it will be a bit of both because Alvarez is a different player. For me, Alvarez is good enough. When he walks into that team, he demands respect. It's like Alvarez. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like Arteta trusts him more as well for the way he likes to play his strikers.
Demand respect, why?
What? Because it's man acting like Alvarez is some bum. What are we talking about?
I ain't say he a bum, but you like he demand respect. Like why? I'm confused.
So you're telling me with the strikers we got, if Alvarez walks in that dressing room, bro, he demands respect. He's the guy. Like everyone's looking at him now.
He's done it in Atletico, obviously in the Spanish league.
Don't what in Atletico? What are you doing in Atletico?
Like he's much work, bro.
What worse? He didn't do in Atletico. The best work he did was at City.
But just to make the point
he did was at City. He didn't do anything at Atletico.
Just to make the point very quickly, like Gyökeres has done it in the Portuguese league. That's where he's proven himself in the Championship. Not compared to Alvarez, he's done it in 2 top 5 leagues and Champions League as well. He's been mashing serious work, so you can't compare the two.
Can I just say, Jimmy, to your question, when you're talking about like is Arteta going to change this? I just feel like for me, Gyökeres isn't the sort of striker who's good enough all round that you change your whole system for. I don't think it's that. I don't think they realize.
Did you think that Did you think that before he game?
Yeah, I did because I didn't want him in the first place. I didn't think he would suit.
All right, you didn't want him, but the fans who wanted him, were y'all not saying we have to switch the way we play for Gyökeres?
100%.
Okay,
but when he come to the club, we realized he was.
No, y'all didn't. Catch, you were coming up here every week. You come up here every week backing him, saying we need to switch the way we play for him. You didn't call him a bum until you realized later in the season. Yeah,
he's still not a bum. I'm still not calling him a bum. I'm just saying the level we thought he was gonna walk into Arsenal with, it weren't that. It was a bit underwhelming, but I don't think Gyökeres is a bum, and I still think we could upgrade on them. If we get the likes of Alvarez, it's an upgrade. So
you're gonna switch the whole system for him,
lad, doesn't matter. We've spent 40 minutes talking about a transfer that's not going to happen here.